Hello friends, welcome to the course of PHP and MySQLi CRUD tutorial. Inside this video, we'll discuss about delete employee functionality. If I back to browser, so inside last video, we had discussed and seen all about our edit employee functionality. Now this time, we will discuss about delete employee function. So here we have our list employees. Now inside this action button, here we have the delete. Now if we click on any of the delete button of any employee, let's suppose for the employee ID 3, for this third employee, click on delete. Now we can see that here we have a delete confirmation layout. Inside this URL, we can see here we have a query string variable called ID, and inside this ID, we have our employee ID value. Now on the basis of this employee ID value, first of all we need to check that this requested ID value exists inside our database. If it exists, then whenever we click on submit button, means yes button, then it will delete that. Otherwise, if this employee does not exist, for example 300, and we know that this 300 ID does not exist, so in that case it will go inside our error.php. Or whenever we click on this no button, so it will go inside our list employee page. So all these things we will handle inside this video. So back to editor. Inside this application, here we have our layout called delete-employee.php. Now inside this, here we have the simplest layout, and inside this, inside panel body, here we have only alert. So first of all, we need to convert this alert box into a form, so that whenever we click on yes button, then the respective form will be submitted. And so what I will do, let's cut this div, it means this alert box. Let's define a form tag and put it here. And one more thing, this yes is an anchor tag, so I will go and convert into a button type submit. So button submit, it means yes. Let's push class button success, and it will be type equals to submit. And in case of no button, it is okay, but inside this anchor tag, instead of void linking, I will go and put our list employee.php file. So /list employee.php. So whenever we click on this no button, it will go inside our list employees page. And whenever we click on this yes button, it means this form will be submitted. So inside this form, we need to pass our action attribute as well as the method type. So we want that whenever we click on this yes button, this form will be submitted to this delete-employee.php. So what I will do, PHP tag, we will use the global variable called server, so echo server, and we'll use called php_self. And here let's define our method type, not meta, it's method type equals to post. After method type, let's add one more attribute, that is ID. It will be form delete-employee. And as we know that whenever we submit this form, so we want that the employee ID what we are getting inside this URL will be deleted. So also we need to read this ID value and concatenate with this action attribute. So for that, what we will do, go here inside this head tag, PHP, let's say that employee ID equals to, we will read from our URL, so get ID. Now inside this employee ID variable, we are getting our employee ID, so copy this variable, go here, concatenate with this ID and put it here. So PHP echo employee ID. And as we know that we are going to operate with the delete query, so we will use object oriented concept. So before that, as we know, we need to load our db-config.php. so include once. double quotes or single quotes current directory, and let's db-config.php. Now we are allowed to access MySQLi object. So once we click on this submit button, it means we are going to submit this form with this ID value. So first of all, what we need to do, we need to check that the method type will be post. It means form submitted. After form submission, we need to get this ID. We need to check that this ID, it means this employee exists inside our database. If it exists, then we need to delete that. So go here. If global variable called server, here we have called request underscore method equals to post, it means form submitted. Let's put a single line comment, that is form submitted. After form submission, here we are getting our employee ID. So on the basis of this employee ID, first of all we need to check that if the requested employee exists inside our database table or not. So we'll write a query, that is SQL select all from our table name called tbl underscore employees, where ID equals to placeholder, and this placeholder will be replaced with this employee ID. So what we'll do, let's if stmt, it means statement equals to MySQLi, we will use prepare method, put here this SQL. Let's bind this statement, so bind param, and inside this query we will pass our ID value, which is an integer type. So I will be for integer, and here it will be employee ID, and finally we need to execute that. So stmt, let's execute. After execution, we need to read our result. It means we need to get the single employee detail. So result equals to, here we will have called stmt and get underscore result, and this will return a MySQLi result object, and inside this object we will get a property called num underscore rows. So what I will do, let's copy this variable. For now let's print r, put it here, go here, reload this page. Let's click on this third number employee, delete, click on yes button, and now as we can see that after this submission of form, here we can see num rows equals to 1, and this value means that employee exists. Otherwise, in case of 300, press enter, click on yes button, we can see num rows equals to 0. It means this ID value does not exist. So we'll use this property, so copy that, go here, let's comment this print r. So if MySQLi result object num underscore rows greater than 0, otherwise here we will have the else block. We need to go header, let's location equals to error.php. Now go back here inside this if block. Inside this if block, it means employee exists, so we need to execute our delete query. So here we'll have called SQL delete. This is a variable which basically stores our delete query. So delete, we need to write the table name called tbl employees. We need to put our where condition, so delete from table name where ID equals to placeholder. Make sure while execution of update query and delete query, please check your conditions 1 time, 2 time, means several times before execution, because if we don't specify the where condition, then on the execution of this command, it will go and delete all the rows from tbl underscore employees table. So these queries are very sensitive. Now next, what we have to do, this is a placeholder which is a type of integer. So let's say if statement2 equals to MySQLi object prepare method, here we'll have SQL delete stmt, the statement2 we'll use bind param method. It is a type of integer and replace with this employee ID. And finally we need to execute that, so stmt means statement 2 and simply type execute method. So this is simply a success block, it means employee deleted, otherwise this is a error block. So while success, we need to go header, we will redirect into our, let's say, list employee page. So list employee.php, otherwise we will go inside our error.php. So copy and put it here. All the things we done with this delete employee, go and reload. Let's go back to our list first. Let's reload. Click on this first number employee, no list employee, click on delete. Are you sure want to delete this employee record? Click on yes button, and as we can see that our first row has been deleted. Click on this third number employee, no button, third number employee, yes button, and as we can see that third number employee now deleted. So this is how guys our delete employee functionality is working. So for this video session guys, thank you for watching and have a great day.